You are coronavirus, so go back to your country, something like that.
Same thing happened in the US.
Others, I think maybe they're afraid that because I'm foreigner that maybe I traveled.
There'll be an empty seat in front of you and be like, no, I'm going to go to the busier side.
People kind of ignore me, maybe because I'm a foreigner, but I don't know.
Good evening, how's it going? Good evening, how's it going? 皆さんどうもこんにちは、TOYAです。今回は日本在住外国人の方に日本の差別はあるのかっていうテーマで街頭インタビューをやっていきたいと思います。結構前にこのテーマについてまた街頭インタビューをした動画があるので、またそちらは概要欄にてチェックしてもらえたらなと思います。で、今回差別っていうなかなかちょっと重たいテーマなんですけど、差別って言ってもいろいろ種類があると思うんですけど、例えば人種差別とか、あとは国籍で分ける差別とか、あとは学歴とかですよね。学歴差別とかっていうのが本当に幅広くいろんなことに対してちょっと差別しちゃったりっていうのは、どの国においても多分起こり得ることだとは思うんですけど、僕も実際に過去にオーストラリアに住んでて、自分はアジア人、日本人だからっていうので、差別っていうのをいろいろ受けてきたんですよね。例えば、このコロナって、中国が発祥って今言われてるじゃないですか。見た目は完全にもうアジア人で、中国人か韓国人なのか日本人なのかみたいなので、区別つかないわけですよね。その向こうの現地の人たちからしたら。普通にある日道を歩いてたら、車で走ってた、オーストラリア人かなバーって自分のところに近寄ってきて、お前はコロナや、なんでこっちにおるのや、早く国に帰れみたいな感じで、去り際にすごい暴言を吐かれたりとかっていうことは、過去にあったんですよね。こういう差別っていうのは多分日本でも外国人の人に対して起こり得ちゃうことだとは思うんですよね。で、そこで今回は、実際に日本に住む外国人の方は、こういった差別を受けたことがあるのかっていう、ちょっとなかなか重たくて聞きづらい質問にはなるんですけど、今回こういうテーマで、街頭インタビューをやっていけたらなと思います。今回の動画は少しでもそういういろんな方にとってちょっと考えが変わる、ちょっと考えが広がるような内容になってればすごい嬉しいなと思います。Okay, let's get into it. Where from?
Germany.
From Germany, okay. So how long you been in Japan?
2 weeks maybe.
Okay, 2 weeks. So what brought you to Japan? So what is the main reason why you came to Japan?
For work, I'm performing at a theater.
Theater?
Yes.
You the performer?
Yes.
That's cool. Okay, so would you mind asking what kind of performance do you?
I'm a dancer.
Oh, really? My pleasure to see you today. Okay. So where from?
England.
England. Okay. So how long have you been in Japan?
1 week.
So travel to Japan?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've always been a big fan. Embarrassingly, it started with anime a bit.
That's cool. So you're really into anime and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wanted to come in just because it's so unique and it's so different to anything in Europe.
Glad to hear that. Yeah, I'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
You. Where from?
Both of us are from America.
How long have you been in Japan?
I've been here for 3 years now.
3 years.
9 months this time.
Okay. So what brought you to Japan? What is the main reason why you came to Japan?
Work. I got a job here.
Working, okay.
Also work.
Would you mind asking what kind of job you guys do?
Sure. We're both teachers, assistant teachers.
ALT?
ALT.
That's cool. How is your life in Japan so far?
So far, so good. I've gotten kind of used to it by now since I've been here a while.
Yeah.
How about you?
I like it so far. It's very different from the first time I was here in Japan. First time was as a student, pre-COVID, and now this time is during COVID.
So yeah, you guys have been in Japan for a long time, and I feel like it's a really good thing to venture outside of a country and live in another country, right? But it also can be difficult to get used to. So actually in the video, I want to ask you guys about the most surprising thing you've ever encountered in Japan. Like a culture shock.
That one's hard for me. I grew up with a close family friend that was Japanese, and so I grew up with Japanese culture always around me.
Right.
So for me, I didn't have culture shock.
Okay.
It's more culture shock going back home.
You mean that in America?
Yes.
Okay. What about you?
I actually had a similar situation where it's like I came to Japan when I studied abroad, and I mean, it was fine. And then I got back to an airport in like San Francisco when I went home, and I was like, everyone's rude now. I'm back in America.
I wouldn't say that. Yeah, they are rude in America. I wouldn't say that.
Well, I would.
It depends on the area that you're in.
Exactly.
It's hard to say. I mean, one thing which you notice is that it's very organized. People follow the rules. People are very strict and organized, which is nice. Also, everything is very clean and nice sense of aesthetics and beauty. I mean, how everything is arranged, everything looks nice. The gardens, the house, the temple, everything is and the culture seems somehow polite and a bit, but also a bit distant. Sometimes a bit difficult to connect to because it's very polite. Sometimes it stays a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a while to get close to other people for the first time.
It could be.
So as you mentioned, Do you like Japanese culture?
Of course, yes.
So what kind of Japanese culture do you like the most?
I was reading manga as a child,
manga.
so Naruto, my biggest.
That's cool.
Mainly Naruto, and then not anymore, but I kept on going back to Naruto and looking at it, and I really like it.
Which character is your favorite?
Which character? I always liked Sasuke.
Chidori?
Yes.
Do you?
Culture shocks.
Anything is fine.
You know, it's a very delicate culture, how you parade yourself in public. In the metro, you know, like you're very quiet on it, stuff like that. I was aware of that type of stuff, but it was just, I didn't realize the food was the big, I knew, I came here to eat food, because it is really good.
So what kind of Japanese food is your favorite?
Tonkatsu is
Tonkatsu,
my favorite.
that's
Yeah,
good,
it's
love
my
it,
favorite.
love it. Personally, I used to live in Australia.
Okay.
And so China is widely believed to be the source of this pandemic crisis, right? And I look obviously Japanese, and the people from the Australia, they cannot identify Japanese and Chinese, Korean, whatever.
Yeah.
When I was in Australia and when I was walking on the street, I don't know which country they are from, but the people coming to me and they are like, "You are coronavirus, so go back to your country," something like that.
Same thing happened in the U.S.
Asian hate, right?
Yeah.
Asian hate. Unfortunately, the discrimination existed in Australia. I mean, like discrimination against the foreigner exists in Japan. What do you think?
Well, there's personally, I haven't really had anyone be like hateful towards me. I don't know, coming up to me when I don't really have time to chat and just kind of like talking at me, but not too bad. People kind of ignore me, maybe because I'm foreigner, but I don't know.
I personally haven't, but I know some of my friends have. Think that Americans are more outgoing or over-exaggerating on things, and I haven't personally, but I have had a few friends that live in Japan that
I think discrimination, the racial discrimination, something like that, exists in Japan, unfortunately.
I think it exists everywhere.
Everywhere, exactly.
Actually, one thing that I realized here is that people are afraid of me because I'm a foreigner. Sometimes I see people being without masks in a park. Other Japanese people coming, they're okay, and then they see me coming and they put their masks. So sometimes I think maybe they're afraid that because I'm foreigner that maybe I traveled. It could be also. I mean, we are also less careful in other countries, so maybe, and you're very worried here about COVID.
Right. Do you think that discrimination exists in Japan or not? What do you think?
I don't know. I'm just here for a short time, and I was working. I'm mostly with international people. I'm not really with the local people much, so I cannot really say it. But I heard my friends, they said that they found some bars where you were not allowed to enter as a foreigner, or where it was written only Japanese.
Okay.
That there were some bars and restaurants. Maybe it exists. I don't know. I haven't met it, so I cannot say.
And you know, you do get, as a foreigner, you do get looks sometimes. The people, they walk around you a little bit, but you know, I kind of understand that a little bit. It's very respectful culture. So I've not seen anything that's like bad or you know.
Did you get like special treat by Japanese people, like treating a little bit differently?
No. You know, there's small occasions. You'll be on the metro in Tokyo. They'll look at you. There'll be an empty seat in front of you and be like, no, I'm going to go to the busier side. There's small things like that, but honestly, it's nothing that harmful, so I don't really mind. I think there's the most discrimination everywhere in the world. In the UK, we had it bad, you know, especially because of the pandemic, so there was a lot of hate towards people of Asian. Yeah, I think it happens a little bit here, but you know, again, I've not experienced anything.
Here in Kyoto or like in Tokyo or something, there'd be more foreigners.
Pretty cool.
There's much diversity here in Kyoto, so the people are getting used to, you know, like me, people from abroad. What is the best way to combat this, you know, like discrimination stuff? What do you think? What should we do? What can we do for stopping this kind of situation?
I think just taking an interest in other cultures, maybe going to other countries is the best way to do it. Just like just realizing that everyone is pretty much the same. There are cultural differences, of course, but everyone's just a person.
Definitely learning about other countries, but also definitely remembering everyone's human. It doesn't really matter what color our skin is. We're all human.
Yeah, exactly. One thing that I can say for sure is that we have to be more responsible for whatever we do or say as a person.
Yes.
So as you mentioned, you know, like we are all human beings.